Look, an inn or something. I see lights on. That's the first sign of life we've seen since yesterday morning, isn't it? When that farmer chased us off his land. Maybe we'll get a warmer welcome in there. I doubt it, but it's worth a try, isn't it? At least nobody knows our faces here. No reason to worry about being spotted. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm sure you have. But the last mile or so of this road have looked a little more well-travelled. Might just mean this is a popular route for farmers herding their cattle, but could also mean that we're nearer to proper civilization and to someone we might be able to ask about the Hunters League. No. It doesn't really surprise me that we've seen nobody so far. At least nobody with an interest in talking to us. It's what I expected. For everybody here to be afraid of the border, just like they are where we come from. They use the same psychological tricks to maintain that no man's land on both sides. If we find someone in there who is willing to talk to us, we should watch what we say. Remember that werewolf hunter you spoke to one time? He said that the werewolf hunters and the vampire hunters communicated occasionally, at least before the vampire hunters disbanded after the cure was successful. If they still communicate in some way, which they may do, it's possible they've heard about us. We should be careful about giving anything away that could identify us to them. I think the safest way to play it would probably be to say that we're simply visitors, hoping to visit the former home of a historic league, purely out of academic interest. But I'm not sure, looking the way we do, we'd get away with that. At least I don't think I would. Not with all these scars. You could change your appearance, of course. Going on your own again. Maybe that would be the better option. But I don't know. I don't like leaving you to do things on your own. Just feels too risky. I didn't like it a whole lot when you did it before, with that werewolf hunter. Now my feelings for you are stronger than they've ever been, so... No. Some other option that doesn't involve you being so vulnerable. What if we said we were werewolf hunters in the region with a message for the former leader of the league? That could work. We certainly have enough information about werewolves to convince them, I'd have thought. And hold on. Yeah, I've still got this guild crest. The one I nicked off those hunters that ambushed us just outside Tribor. Fucking idiots. This should be enough, I reckon, if anybody asks for some kind of ID. Good thing I managed to clean all the blood off. Good. Okay. We've got something of a plan. All probably pointless. Chances are nobody in there will know much. I bet it'll all be farmers. Worth a try, though. Alright. Ready? Let's go in. Evening, all. I'm looking for someone to direct me to the headquarters, or former headquarters, of the League of Vampire Hunters. Well, don't all talk at once. I'm here on official business as an envoy representing the Werewolf Hunters Guild. Helpful bunch, aren't they? Oh, hello, who's this then? From the Werewolf Hunters Guild, you said? The old WHG. They still call you Wigs, or has that terrible nickname finally died out? No, we still get it occasionally. I don't mind. Nice and short, isn't it? Indeed. Well, if it's directions you're after, I could help, although I fear it'll be a wasted journey for you. I hope you haven't come far. The League was disbanded decades ago. Surely you already know that, though. The Guild and League communicated regularly before they disbanded, didn't they? Yeah, we did. How do you know? Do you have connections with the League? Of a sort. My father was a member. Not a hunter. He was too much of a coward for that. He was something of a squire for them. Spent years running around after them, polishing their boots. No wonder me mum left him. If I were him, I would have been out there cutting down those monsters and relishing it. God, it's a tragedy what happened. A tragedy? What, the cure? Yeah. Oh, of course, some bleeding hearts in and out of the League thought it was a good idea. And to their credit, it worked. For now. But I'm not stupid, and nor are a lot of us. We saw the true nature of those animals. They might pretend to be cured now, but it's only a matter of time. One day, you'll all regret allowing the League to be disbanded. I've heard this before. From some Whigs, I mean. We've got a similar problem of our own. That's exactly the reason I'm here, in fact. I need to talk to any surviving members of the League about it. Oh, aye. Okay then. I was never associated with the League myself. Too young. By the time I were old enough, they'd shut down. A real tragedy. All that's to say, I never visited the headquarters myself, but I know roughly where it is. Here, I'll show you. Now, see this road? That's us. Follow it east, then northeast for a good while. Bridge here over the river. At this three-way crossroads, you want to go left, at north. Keep the river on your left. Ignore all the turnings. Eventually, you'll see a watermill. Take the next right turn after that, following the road a few miles. Think you should find the headquarters up there. That's it? That's it. You'll have to remember it, though. I can't lend you this map. They're rare around these parts. Good, accurate ones like this, anyway. Right. Thank you. I think we can remember that. You've done the Werewolf Hunters Guild a great service. Of course. If it helps you in the fight against those monsters, I'm happy for it. Gut one of them slowly for me as thanks, would you? Yeah. Sure. Let's go. Oh, God, this rain. It's not going to let up, is it? Since we crossed the border, it's been almost constant. We never get this much rain back home. It's almost making me regret this whole trip. No. It could rain twice as hard and I'd still want to be here. But I am sick of my feet being wet. They must be so wrinkly. I'm afraid of taking my boots off and finding out when we eventually get there. Can't you do some magic or something to dry them off? I knew a fella once that could do simple little things like that with magic, you know? He was useless otherwise. Wouldn't have been able to do all the big stuff you've done, hurting people and that. But he could clean and dry things. Ran a laundry in Baldur's Gate, put everyone else out of business. He was a total idiot otherwise. You can. What, you've kept it to yourself? Have you been cutting about with nice dry feet this whole time without doing it for me too? You fucker. What? You want me to beg? Fine. Please do the whatever spell, magic thing, whatever it is, to dry my boots, okay? Please. I'm asking nicely. I'll kneel, if you promise to dry my legs too. Fine. Please dry my boots. I'm sick of having cold, wet feet. Please. Yes, my knees too, all of me. I don't want to be wet anymore. Oh, God. That feels so good. Thank you. In this weather, I'll be wet again in no time, but even temporarily, this is a huge relief. Still, can't believe you didn't tell me you could do that for so long. That's just evil. You're an evil person. Yeah, you're right. I must have terrible taste to be travelling with someone like you. What's wrong with me? I need to think more carefully about who I travel with in future. Alright, no, it's not all bad. But still, I think I'd prefer to travel with someone who didn't think it was funny to leave me looking like a drowned rat. What? No. I do not always look like a rat. Doesn't even make sense. I'm a werewolf, not a were-rat. At least be accurate if you're going to insult me. Why do I let you get away with this? I wouldn't let anybody else talk to me like that. If they did, I'd tear them to pieces. But somehow you're immune. How does that work? I'm still not 100% convinced you haven't got me under some kind of spell, you know. I know we've been through it, but... Oh, yeah, okay. Love and all that. Fine. I still think you're damn lucky that I haven't ripped you to bits. Although, sometimes I get the feeling that you'd like that. What's that about? I think you do know what I'm talking about. But whatever. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, for now. Hold on then. What's this? A fork in the road. With no sign. Damn. I don't remember that fella telling us about this when he was giving us directions. He said take the first right after you pass the mill, didn't he? And that was it. Follow the road, you'll find the headquarters. Definitely didn't say anything about a fork. I don't see anything to say which way the headquarters might be. Ugh. Do you remember if this was on that map he showed us? Fuck, I wish we had a map of our own. Oh, no. Is that... It is. You've a map. Where'd you get that from? You didn't. Did you nick it from him? You sly fucker. I thought I saw a bit of a glint in your eye when he was talking. When did you decide to do that? Oh, I bet it was when he said that thing about gutting a werewolf, wasn't it? Yeah. Serves him right, the arsehole. He's lucky it's just a map we took and not his life. Nah. Don't surprise me there are people like him around. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Something tells me his lot are a bit of a joke around here. I doubt they have any real power. Now, the map. Yeah, look, there is a fork here, and I reckon this building is the League. It's the only structure within a mile or two, it's got to be that. So, we want to follow that road. The right fork. Good. Every time I think I've expressed as much gratitude as I can, You one-up me again. I'm lucky to be travelling with someone who has such a deft hand as you. I've never been any good at the sneaking around, nicking things, picking locks, all that. These big paws of mine just weren't made for it. It does make me wonder how things might change when, or if I'm cured. I wonder if I'll be less hairy. Do you think you'd miss it? Yeah, a little bit. I thought you might say that. I think I'd miss it a bit too. Small price to pay though, if it ever happens. God, I need to get a grip. The closer we get, the more I start thinking that this is really going to happen. I need to remind myself that it's such a tiny, tiny chance. It all relies on so much luck. True. We've been lucky so far. Lucky we found a guy who could point us to the headquarters. Lucky we got across the border unscathed. I'm lucky I met you. But still, I feel like if we're any more lucky, we'd really be taking the piss. I just feel like the chances of us finding the guy who made the cure, and him being willing to work with us, and it even being possible, seems so tiny sometimes. Yeah. Though that said, it has been fun, this, hasn't it? I mean, even if it turns out to have been a waste of time, it's been kind of fun. And the land we're in now, it's surely a safer place to live as we are, without being cured, as there's no group of bloodthirsty hunters after us everywhere we go. We could, maybe, make a life here, whichever way it goes with the cure. Might be nice to settle down after all this. Yeah, me and you. I think I'd be pretty happy with that. Still, better not to be doomed to turn into a howling, slathering beast every full moon if I can help it, eh? Even if you do secretly like it a little bit. Let's get on. We should be there soon. I think this is it. This is the headquarters of the Vampire Hunters League. Don't see a sign or anything, but looks the sort, doesn't it? Needs a bit of TLC, maybe. Liquor paint. Nice building, though. Yeah, it seems quiet to me too. Much quieter than I expected. I don't see or hear anybody around. I was sure, despite having disbanded, there'd still be some kind of presence of the League here, you know? A skeleton crew. Ugh, I don't know. Maybe it isn't the right place. But nah, there. Look. A crest above the door. Kinda worn, but that looks like a stake, doesn't it? Very original. I think this must be it. And look, there. There's a light in that window. Someone must be in. I don't know. What do you think? We just go up and ask? Tell them everything? The whole point of this journey was to find the one who made the cure, right? And I'm thinking, if someone went through all the effort of curing vampirism instead of just going on killing vampires, They must have been pretty open-minded. Not like that fella back at the inn. If they were, what's the word? Compassionate, yeah. Compassionate. Good word. Thank you. If they were compassionate enough to cure vampirism instead of just keeping on killing vampires, then they could probably extend their compassion to a werewolf as well. That's what I've been hoping this whole time, at least. If I can't trust them, this whole thing would be pointless. Of course, it could just be a squatter living in there now. Who knows? Only one way to find out. Here goes nothing. You see any movement from inside, where that light is? Huh? Okay. Taking their time, aren't they? Whoever they are. I wonder if we're about to meet an original member of the Vampire Hunters League. Or, I don't know, it's been a long time. Perhaps they're all dead. Let's just hope... Oh. I'm not the only one who took their time. I've been expecting you. You heard that? Naturally. You were right outside my front door. It's thick, but not that thick. Sorry. Forgiven. Come in. You think we can trust them? I can still hear you. Fuck. And I fear you do not have much of a choice other than to trust me. Either you do so and enter, or you don't and turn back, thereby wasting your entire journey, which I know to have been long and arduous. So please, step over the threshold. I assure you I have no ill will against you. I guess. Okay. Close the door behind you, please. Come and sit with me. Gotta say, this isn't what I expected from the headquarters of the Vampire Hunters League. It's comfy, like someone's living room. Yes, I've made some changes to the original layout. It seemed rather pointless keeping it as it was now the League, well, no longer exists for all intents and purposes. It was disbanded. I'm sure you've heard about that on your journey here. We have. It was decades ago, yet it remains strong in people's minds. Not much else happens around here to occupy them, I suppose. We've been at peace for years. It's almost boring. Anyway, I'm glad you're finally here. I've been eager to meet you. You have? Oh yes. The werewolf and the changeling. I hope you expected word to have reached me. But from your expressions, perhaps not. Well. I hope, then, it is a pleasant surprise. Yeah, exactly. Like they said. How did you know? I received a rather threatening missive from the leader of the Werewolf Hunters Guild some months ago. They cannot cross my river, but occasionally use some rather expensive magic to transmit a letter if they feel an urgent need to communicate. They thought, even then, that you might try to reach me. Rumors of your plans had spread. Of course, I wanted nothing to do with those brutes. They never seemed to realize that the Whigs and the Vampire Hunters stopped seeing eye to eye many years ago. In any case, I've had a familiar keeping eyes on you ever since. Although I had it turn away when I felt you two needed privacy. Oh, I thought we'd, sort of kept our mission a secret. Oh, no, I'm afraid not. It's a good thing you moved as quickly as you did. They were eager to get ahead of you, beat you to the border before you crossed it and slipped out of their hands entirely. I'm ever so glad you managed it. Oh yes, changeling, I know why you're here. A cure for lycanthropy. How nostalgic. But what about you? Your wolf friend here, well, we'll get to him. But are you content to remain as you are? Valiant. I respect it. I suppose it is rather easier when you're in total control of your abilities. You can hide in plain sight. For a werewolf, not so. Anybody who knows the signs could spot one from 100 yards. The eyes, the hair, the scars. Tricky. Plus, there's no full moon for you to worry about. Yes, I suppose the risk of being torn apart by the one you love is worth a little worry. That aside, there's nothing I could do to turn a changeling into a human, even if you wanted me to. Unlike lycanthropy or sanguinare vampiris, being a changeling is not a disease to be cured. It is simply what you are. I'm glad you're comfortable with it. So, can you help me? Oh, yes. I have what you seek. Are you telling me that's it? A cure? I've had this prepared for some time. Years, in fact. I tried many, many times to work with the werewolf hunters to get them to adopt this cure and use it instead of mindlessly killing every sufferer of lycanthropy they came across. I'm afraid to say I failed. They refused to even acknowledge the existence of this cure. It was hard enough working with the vampire hunters all those years ago. The Whigs are on another level of brutality. So I'm glad you're here. I probably don't have much time left, so being able to see this through before I pass is wonderful. Take it. It's untested, of course, but I see no reason why it shouldn't work. The theory is exactly the same as that for the cure of vampirism. I'm quite confident. Are you going to take it now? I don't... You look flustered. Take some time to think it over. Perhaps you should sleep on it. I've a very comfortable guest room that you both are welcome to stay in. Though, having come all this way, why hesitate? It's just that this has been my life for so long. I think I've forgotten how to be any other way. Did you have that feeling? Yes. And truth be told, there were some things that I missed about being a vampire. I haven't thought about all of that for quite a while. It took some getting used to. You too. The werewolf and the changeling. You're in love, aren't you? Yes. Oh, how sweet, answering at the same time like that. Delightful. Hold on to that. It's what got me through it. What about me will change? Do you know? I can't be sure. But most likely you will completely lose most of the attributes you gained after being bitten. None of mine persisted. I really missed those cheekbones. Though it was nice to be able to see myself in a mirror. Yes, I expect you'll lose a lot of hair, the additional strength and heightened sense of smell. In a way, it is a sore loss. But if I were you, I would think it would be worth it. It was worth it for me to regain my humanity. Typical, though, that my beloved passed before I did. I was really hoping they would outlast me. Alas. I'll leave you two to talk about this and come to a decision without my overbearing presence making it harder. There's a lot to think and to talk about. The choice is in your hands, quite literally. The guest room's just through that door. I sleep upstairs and on the other side of the building, and the walls are quite thick. Don't worry about anything else being overheard. Good night. Fuck. Okay. What just happened? Do you think this shit's real? That could have been anyone, but I don't know. He seemed to know what he was talking about, right? Yeah. I don't think I've much to lose. I mean, this could be a poison, I guess. It could kill me. Hell, it could kill me even if he doesn't intend for it to. He said it hadn't been tested. I don't know how I feel about being that fella's guinea pig. Ugh. Ugh. Smells grim. Potent, I guess. At least I don't have to drink much of it. I have no idea how I feel. We did come all this way for this, but now it's such a huge change. And what he said, losing some of my strength, the keen sense of smell, the hair even, I've gotten used to it. And well, I know there are some things about the way I am now that you like, and I like you liking that. It feels good and true. What if I can't lift you up so easily anymore? What if that instinct to chase you... Oh, God, I feel stupid talking about this. But it's been fun. It's been a relationship like I've never had. I'll miss it if that goes. I'll still love you and want to stay with you. Of course I will. But it'll be a shame to lose that side of things. Yeah. I was thinking the same. One last night of fun together while I'm still like this. Then I'll take it. I'll take the cure in the morning, and we can begin life afresh. I think you know what to do to get things started. It's not going to take long doing it like this. Make me chase you. Yeah, in a moment. Pull away from me and run. Run out the door. I'll hunt you down.